Oh man, Battlefield tweeted something about Battlefield 2042 Season 7. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Let's read what they have to say. So yes, Season 7 for Battlefield 2042 will be in your hands in March? March. Like March the month? It'll be a massive season packed with a whole load of fresh content. Hold on, March? Like the third month of the year, next year? Before April and after February, right? Like that March? Okay. Thank you, Dice. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dice. Thank you. Thank you so much. We love you. Thank you. Thank you so much for only giving us one more map and making us wait 5 months between content drops. Thank you. Welcome to the video, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the fact that Battlefield 2042 tweeted stuff about Season 7 and confirmed some more details, and I have a lot to say about this. So, without further ado, let's jump into the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out the finals videos if you haven't. I killed Shroud in Ranked, so if you haven't watched that video, I posted that yesterday. But this video is not about that. Let's talk about Season 7. So, Season 7 confirmed for March 2024, and they say it's supposed to be packed with a whole load of fresh content, including maps. So once again, they confirm that this season will have more than just a single new map. I think it's just going to be 2 maps, as they showed in their previous sort of Christmas teaser for Season 7, confirming that Season 7, in fact, actually exists in the first place. But does 2 new maps in a single season really warrant it releasing super late? Because Season 6 ends, I think, at the end of January, which means that you can only assume that Season 7 is going to release at the end of March, so there's going to be a 2-month gap between seasons? Huh? Like, huh? What are you going to fill that with? And I'm sure they'll tell us in due time, but allow me to wager a guess. I would be willing to bet that they're probably going to do another Redux, like they did, I think, before Season 6 released? I can't even remember. You can correct me in the comment section because it's so irrelevant to me. But yeah, I think they're just going to do another Redux between the end of Season 6 and the start of Season 7. And I wouldn't necessarily expect Season 7 to have, like, any groundbreaking amount of new content, even though they say, quote, whole load of fresh content. At most, I would say we're probably going to get maybe double the new amount of weapons, which, you know, that would be pretty awesome, but maybe we don't even get that. If they were going to do that, I would have kind of expected them to tease that alongside of the fact that there are going to be at least 2 new maps in Season 7, but they didn't. So either they are saving that to tease for later, or we are getting the same amount of new weapons, or we're getting like maybe 1 more new weapon on top of the normal 3, and maybe some vault weapons they bothered bringing over. And I would like to bring another thing to your attention. Pay attention to the duration of these events and the timing of these things. I think what they're trying to do ultimately is they are trying to drag out Season 6, Season 7, and probably Season 8 until just before the release of the next Battlefield game. If the release of the next Battlefield game remains consistent with the timing of the releases of the other titles, the next Battlefield game should release sometime in that September, October, November, December area of 2024. And if Season 7 launches in March of 2024 and ends a few months later, and then Season 8 starts and ends a few months later after that, it would pretty much end, Season 8 rather, would end perfectly at the beginning of this new Battlefield hype train, if you will. So I think that is exactly what their plan is. And I certainly hope they plan on having the same amount of content, or at least the same amount of maps for Season 8, because if they're going to actually drag all of this on, it better be fucking good. And if that isn't their plan, then what is their plan? Is the next Battlefield going to actually break its fairly consistent launch schedule? Is it going to release sometime in 2025? Because if the next Battlefield game were to be that Battlefield game that breaks that traditional release cycle for the Battlefield franchise, that would mean that we need to expect some pretty hefty downtime, just like with Battlefield 5, between the end of 2042 and the beginning of the next Battlefield game, which of course sucks for everyone involved. And I sincerely hope that isn't the case, and my other theory that they're dragging the seasons on is actually correct. So, all in all, some pretty interesting developments here in the Battlefield community. Lots of questions need to be answered, and I don't like all of these questions that are actually very important, just floating around in the air all the time, because, I mean, this is important, right? Like, when is the next Battlefield going to come out? What are your plans with Battlefield 2042? What are you doing with the next season? Is there a Season 8? Will there be an extremely large period of downtime with absolutely nothing going on like there was in Battlefield 5, or are you actually trying to avoid that? If you do release the next Battlefield in 2024, is it going to be a complete piece of shit like 2042 and Battlefield 5 were at launch? Because if you just continue releasing these unfinished games like you've been doing, it's not going to get better. So did you learn, and are you actually going to release it in 2025? Or did you manage to get your shit together in time for a 2024 release this time? Like, do you see how many questions I just rattled off the top of my head? These are very important. I would like to know the answers to them. But unfortunately, we will just have to wait, like always, and I suppose that is all we can do. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below on really all those questions that I asked at the end of the video, and your opinion about, Season 7 starting in March and all of that. So definitely let me know what you think. And I guess it'll speak about my experience with the finals here at the end of the video for people that are interested. I've been playing the finals pretty much nonstop on stream and even off stream, which is rare for me. I rarely ever play games off stream, but the finals has coerced me along with my friends, and I have to say I'm having quite a lot of fun. There are some things that I really wish they'd change, but for a game in such an early stage of its life, I do think it has potential. I do think it's really fun. And I genuinely hope it isn't another one of those cases where the game, pops off for a little bit and then slowly fades into nothingness, like a lot of these games coming out today seem to do. Today I played Invisibility Light, which is really, really strong. In my opinion, it's a little too strong. So the gist with this, for people that don't know, is you're invisible, running around with a taser that locks people in place, and you can have a shotgun, which I think two-shots light characters, and I think it could potentially two-shot even a heavy if you land all headshots. It's incredibly strong, incredibly cheesy, and that's why I mentioned there are definitely some things I would love to see change with the finals. But I have to say it's the most fun I've had in an FPS game since Gundam Evolution, actually, which is, a welcome surprise. So if you would like to see the gameplay that you saw in this video in the background playing happen live, be sure to follow my Twitch stream, first link in the description. I'm going to try to be playing the finals with Strafe, who is a great Warzone player, and Focus, who's one of my competitive teammates, and we're going to try to drop some big kill wins. I'll see you guys there.